Hello, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Farmer Big Z, and welcome back to episode 46 of my challenge series on Mars the Mission. Episode 46, and hopefully the final episode of this challenge. Now, I truly don't know whether or not I'll be able to A, cram all of the seeding, planting, fertilizing, and harvesting of our 7-ish fields. 7 fields? Yeah, 7 plus our chicken dome field into this one episode. And also, I don't know if I'll hit my goals. I don't know if I'll hit my mission objective targets, but we will see, and I'll bring you along the way. So here we are, March of year 11. And hopefully, once again, we'll be able to harvest all of the crops we need to finish by... When does our last crop even harvest? Let's take a quick look. So we're here in March planting down oats, and we'll get to sunflower shortly. Next month we will plant down corn as well. Let me just do a quick little turn around. Get lined back up, and let's get back going the other direction. Am I gonna miss? Yeah, I missed a little bit down there, but that's okay. Now, oats are going to be ready to harvest first in July, and then I guess October will be the month to harvest both corn and sunflower. So let's get straight down to it. You can see we have Marty over there on the upper strip rolling in behind me. And working pretty good. Marty's pretty good at handling some of those more linear, non-dynamic tasks. So I'm happy with him, and I'm happy with that. It's been a relatively busy few months, relatively busy winter as always. We did a lot of selling, and you can see that our money has once again bounced all the way up to nearly $4 million. And we have a good amount of chocolate ready to sell shortly. Yeah, chocolate is piling up, and that will be good to go in June. Hopefully by then, we've maybe gotten our chocolate totals up to $500,000. I think that would be pretty cool and a good way to end off. But we are finished. We are finally finished making sugar. I guess I can also turn some of these off. Yeah, we are finally finished making sugar. So sugar has been made. Now, I don't know if we'll burn through all this sugar and milk realistically. I'm not loading any more milk into either of our dairies. I'm just going to let it ride out and finish when it is done. Also, something else, and I'll show you this visually once we finish seeding this field, but our bakery is another pretty slow item. I didn't think it would take this long. Like, this bakery has been burning and turning all through the winter, and we've only used up about 2,500 liters of each product. Obviously, the cakes are spawning outside of the dairy, so they are not being represented here, but it is slow nonetheless. Now, as I finish this row, let me just hop over here, grab this last little bit, and then we'll head back the other way. Yeah, we'll head back the other way, and we'll talk about what is going to be planted where. Okay, so as you can see, we are planting oats, and we are planting oats down in the two most upper strips, the upper and the middle strip. After I finish that, I won't be planting any more oats in any field, and hopefully ever again for the remainder of this challenge, we need roughly 150,000 liters of oats to harvest and finish our mission. In the next field, we will be planting sunflowers in the lower strip, in the chicken dome, and also in, where are we? In the upper cube. Yeah, so these three fields, 1, 2, and 3 over here, will be getting planted with sunflowers next. Now our remaining 3 fields, the lower cube and both of our boxes, will get corn next month. So that is the plan. 2 fields of oats, 3 fields of, or 2 and a bit, but essentially 3 fields of sunflowers, and once again 3 fields of corn, bringing our totals hopefully to 1 million. We need 150,000 liters of oats, 100,000 liters of sunflowers, and just about 120,000 liters of corn. So oats, sunflowers, and corn. Hopefully once again we can hit all of our goals. Okay, so there is the last of our oats seeded down. Let's fold this up. Seeded down in our upper and middle strip. So let's head on over. There are 2 things I quickly want to show you guys, both in the same location, before I drop off this seeder and pick up a planter for our sunflowers. So over here you can see that I have made my cake. Here is the cake for the colony. You know, no map is complete without cake. And then I've also collected all the cheese collectibles from in and around the colony. As you know, I had a lot of time over the winter. Let's use the right door. Over the winter to take care of some tasks. And while those were burning and turning, I decided to drive around and collect all of the cheese. It was pretty easy to find all of them, except for one. One piece of cheese was, I'm gonna say stuck. Benefit of the doubt, no, it wasn't stuck. It was not where it was supposed to be honest. I'll throw a video up now of me trying to collect that. But there's one piece of cheese that is located just at the top of the ramp to get from the upper bowl down to the lower bowl. Oh, I need seeds in this. Now that piece of cheese is visually there, and I even tried to lower the ground around it to free it up a bit, but that didn't do it. That didn't cut it. We needed to pull out one of our very useful tools to figure something out. So as you can also see in this video, I found out where exactly the mark for the cheese was, and I jumped to that and was able to collect it there. It kind of pops up in the shop spawn area, which is a little bizarre. But either way, I found all the other 11 pieces straight up, and I had to get a little bit of help to figure out where that final 12th piece of cheese was hanging out. Let's get this unfolded. And let's get to harvesting. Not harvesting, we're not there yet. Z, slow down. Let's get to planting the last 3 fields of corn. I will... Oh, yeah, not corn, sunflowers. I will throw this into a montage shortly, covering the seeding and planting of not corn. I'll throw this into a montage shortly, and we'll cover the seeding and planting of sunflowers this month, of corn next month, and then probably of fertilizing next month as well. I'll join back up with you either in June when I'm selling that large supply of chocolate, or maybe even in the month of... When do we harvest oats again? I just looked at it. July. Yeah, so June or July is when I'll come back, and we will be straight into harvesting, hopefully, the last of our oats, completing that challenge. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and I will be back. Okay, we are back in June, and I just wanted to bring you all in for this big chocolate sale. So, we have this trailer of 60,000 liters of chocolate, a second full trailer waiting by the dairy with another 60,000 liters, and then even still, I think we have another 20,000 liters of chocolate or so hanging out just outside the dairy itself. So, that first sale was 233,000 plus an additional 30-ish. So we are looking at 263, let's call it 64, after some of those rounding up or rounding down now numbers went through. So 264 off one trailer of chocolate. Let's rinse, wash, repeat, get the same thing done for our other trailer, and then load up the last of our chocolate hanging out just outside of our dairy. Now, as we cruise on in, let's take a look to see quickly how... Oh, I guess I can turn this off, turn that off, turn a few things off. But let's take a look to see, let's stop, how our dairies are doing. So chocolate is doing a pretty good job. It's definitely making a good amount of money, but it is also burning through the sugar at a pretty good rate. We only have 4,500 liters of of sugar remaining. And I am pretty confident that we should be able to burn through that by time our harvest in at least October happens with the sunflowers and the corn. Now, our milk is still hanging out at a pretty high number, 43,000 liters of milk in the dairy. So once the chocolate is done, I will fire up the butter. It burns through a lot faster than the milk and the sugar make chocolate. So I'll fire up the butter, and we'll see how that all works for us. Okay. I didn't park in the best spot, but let's see if I can do a little bit of maneuvering. Yeah, this should be pretty easy. Oh yeah, that's easy. Let's get this hooked up. And let's get another 60,000 liters of chocolate over to the sale point. Okay, now while I get this chocolate all loaded up, I figured I might as well not just sit here in silence and do it by myself. I might as well show you all once again a little bit of how the process goes. And while I do that, let's talk about what has been going on the colony over the last, I don't even know how many months now, but the last little bit. So we are currently in, what do I need to, let's just take these two first. I can take these two, and then I can take this one. Yeah, that should work. But yeah, we are in June, and we are getting real close to being able and ready to harvest the oats. I think oats are ready next month. I think June, July. Yeah, oats should be ready next month. Now, with that, there's been a lot of other things that's been going on, and as you can see, of course, as always, our money is continuing to steadily increase upwards. So I'm happy with that. Obviously, it is good to be, although a bit of a long haul with this challenge series, it's definitely making money. Once again, something I will be using in a future series. Stand by for that. Let's put this down here. Then let's see if I should be able to grab both of these. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so yes. But we have been just taking care of things. We've taken care of the BGA, as you saw earlier. I forgot for a while to turn off that production. The slurry has been flowing pretty nicely. Let's not crash on our way out of here. The slurry has been flowing pretty nicely from our cows and pigs, so we've been able to make a good little penny off that. And then additionally, selling the eggs when needed, selling the wool when needed, the honey, and what else? The milk. Yes, the additional milk as needed has been good. Of course, yes, start your motors. I always forget that step. So yeah, we have been doing well. The only thing that came a little bit close to being a bit of an issue is our hay. The hay that we have is currently done and is running low, in particular at the sheep pen. So let's take a look at that while we cruise over to the export to Earth location. Yeah, it's not too bad, but we definitely need to get that top back up. Once we finish sales here, I'll jump into, or I will take care of mowing and tedding the grass once again, just to kind of get that situation done. We should be on our last mow. Maybe 2 more mows, I can't remember. But either way, we should be getting down to the last need of mowing, because realistically, we don't have many months left here on Mars, unless we miss our targets, which I really don't think we will. And okay, so that's another 92 plus 12, 104. So if I said 530, mind you, rounding up, if I said 530 earlier plus the, let's just call it 100, we have just sold and made roughly $630,000 off of quite a lot of chocolate, 2 60,000 liter trailers, and then this last trailer of 28,000, 20,000, something in that ballpark. So either way, we are right on the cusp of $5 million, a number I was hoping to hit. Didn't really think I would, but let's park this around back, or at least on the side. So yeah, I'm confident we will hit our $5 million mark. We only have $87,000 to go. And realistically, with the additional chocolate we have going on here, and then with the milk, the slurry productions, the honey, the sheep, the eggs, everything will keep flowing through. We still have a good bit of silage and straw left over, but the grass is ready to mow. Yeah, that grass is definitely ready to mow. So I'm going to get to that now, and I will jump back in with you next month in July. I hate how this menu always jumps to a random screen. Like, I haven't been checking my contracts. I can't get contracts. I have no contracts, but yet it is here. I'm looking for this menu. Yes. So oats. Oats will be ready to harvest next month in July. So I will meet back up with you next month when we are primed and ready to go. Oh, one other thing. I'm starting to roleplay this in my head a bit, that the colony has sent over some farmers that will be taking up the mantle from me once I finish this challenge, because obviously the colony isn't just going to shut down, it is going to keep going, not with me, but with other workers, farmers that they have here. So I think one of my fertilizing was done with AI, was done with a farm worker. And then my harvest next month, I do plan on bringing in some other workers, and you will see how that looks with hopefully 2 combines and a large trailer going all at the same time. So once again, sit back, enjoy. There should be a montage coming up very soon, and we will get straight to it. Next step, harvesting oats. Okay, and the oat harvest is underway. I've already brought back one, not full trailer, but a pretty sizable trailer already once over to the colony food storage area. And I think our numbers are looking pretty good. I won't give any spoilers or any big hints now, but I think our totals are looking pretty good. We still have a little bit off this field, which is a little worrying. And then a good bit left on that middle strip field, but right now things are going pretty well. If you do want to follow along, on the right side we do have a indicator of how full each of our combines are, allowing me to properly dart over to whichever combine is in need. This combine here, the larger one of the two, is the second, AI Worker H, and he is almost empty, or good enough. Now the other worker, that's someone I have to kind of keep a bit more of an eye on. So they can definitely make it all the way up and back with one tank. However, they do have a smaller tank and it does not make it back all the way up. I thought I had set things up to properly work for courseplay. However, for whatever reason, they are doing what I would call illogical lands, or I set it for racetrack, and I thought that would just make ovals around the field until things were done, but unfortunately not. Unfortunately, they do this side fine, but then when they go on the inner side, and I thought they would stick to the outsides of the fields, they take up this lane here, so he will harvest this inner side, which will put his boom towards the crop. So I'm not gonna try to get in there, but what I am gonna try to do is just make sure that he is properly emptied before or as he gets to the end of his lane, and that should allow him enough room to turn around and get down to the other side, back on this side, before needing to be unloaded again. So that's working pretty well. There was one small issue with our harvester cutting across a few of our fields. Oh yeah, right there. But it all worked out to be
decent in the end, and it wasn't a lot lost. It was a very weird crisscross of the fields, but we are doing pretty good now, and things are just continuing on as normal. Something else that's actually pretty interesting is that this combine harvester here, the larger of the two, I think is going to finish the field in about a third of the time. I almost said half, but it's significantly less time. So I think as long as we have enough distance between the smaller of the two combine harvesters being full and then needing to be emptied again, we'll probably take this combine harvester over back to its resting area and get it situated for the next harvest. Drop it off. I don't think it needs fuel, but fuel it up if it does, and switch over the headers to be corn and sunflower headers next. I'll probably run the same type of show next harvest when it comes to the sunflowers and the corn both being harvested. Are those both harvested in the same month? Are they both harvested in the same month? Yes, they both are. So corn and sunflowers are going to be done in the same month. So what I'll do is I will scoot on over and I will just make sure that he's properly set up. So I'm going to get the rest of this done. I won't show any more of this in our montage, but I'll definitely throw the, I'll throw the corn and sunflower harvest into a montage, and I'll pick back up with you all once this is all done. And we'll hopefully see how our totals are going. Once again, I believe our totals are looking pretty good. It's just a matter of if we can get up to our desired and needed numbers. Okay, so we are looking great, actually. As I set my cruise control, bump that up a little bit. Okay, so you can see that we are currently at 930,000 liters. So I just need an additional 70,000 liters and I have it. So 4 crops down, we have oats now officially complete. Wheat is complete. Yeah, wheat is complete. Corn, no, not corn. Oats, wheat, potatoes, and sugarcane. So we are now just waiting on the last 2, sunflowers and corn, to call this mission complete. Those will be harvested in the month of October, and I will get straight to that. Hang tight. I'll be right back. Okay, and we are wrapping up the last of our corn harvest. We took care of the sunflowers in the lower strip and upper cube, and then we took care of the rest of the corn in the lower cube and the two boxes. And it went well. Let me say it went well. There are points in the harvest that I was very worried, and truthfully, I don't exactly know why. I think initially when it all started off, I was seeing how much was being harvested, and maybe the size of the fields were throwing me off, but it all worked out pretty good. I won't hide anymore. I won't try to do any I wonder how much I got, because it was well in the clear of my 1,000,000 liters required for all 3 of my crops, including, what did we harvest earlier? I can't remember what we harvested earlier. Okay, that is empty. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it went well. It went very well, and with the 2 combine harvesters with 2 different header sizes on it, it was manageable. As you can see, as I always like to say, the food colony storage area is over there, but I am going this way. So, I think we needed 110,000 liters of corn roughly, and I have almost 68,000 liters to spare. Now, we did have extra sunflowers as well, but instead of selling that directly to the export to Earth, I decided to throw that into the oil refinery. I don't know if that's going to be a bad decision, and I definitely won't have you all stick around to figure out how long and how much it sold for. I'll throw up some numbers now, if anything. But I decided, hey, I harvested it, I planted it, I spent the time over the last 10 plus years to get to those numbers. I might as well benefit from it at the end of the day. So, what else has happened? First off, let me show you, set a little cruise control that's not set for my harvester speed. I am drifting, so this may be a little tricky, but you can see that we have 1,000,000 liters in wheat, oats, sunflowers, corn, potatoes, and sugarcane. So that went well. Let's bank into this export to Earth location for not the last time for me, but for the last time for you all. So let's get this on the road. And let's talk about, so we're at 5565. Let's talk about our animals. So our pigs are doing well. Our sheep are doing well. Pigs, once again, doing well. And our sheep, I'll start here, are doing well. Both of our cow pens, doing well. And the chickens are doing well. So we have all in good health, and it is good. If we fly over to our productions, I might as well turn this off because the challenge is done, and I'll let the colony, that was 30,000 liters, sorry, $30,000. I'll let the colony do with this as they will. We still have leftover pig food for the colony to use. This cow feed mixer making TMR was never used. Same with this farm system dryer. Our seeds are still ready to be produced and taken out. Our flour mill, the excess, I think it was oats that I harvested earlier in this episode, or later last episode. The oats have flown through the grain mill, and that was good. However, we are still slowly making cake, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to fire up the oil refinery for sunflowers, was because I know I have to hang out here for a good amount of time. Well, I don't have to, but there is already one need to hang out here on the colony for a good little bit. I might as well take advantage of not just the cake, but now the sunflowers as well. Since we were moving around a lot of slurry out of our cow and pig pens, we still have a good amount of slurry making its way through the BGA, and I'll be taking that as a third, if I could say so, last minute additional influx of cash. Both of our dairies are empty. Our sugar mill for a while has been empty. And once again, we are just burning through the last bit of all of those BGA products and productions. So we are done. We have harvested all of the crops that we needed. We have taken care of all of the animals that we needed. We have planted our trees and we have set up our 20 beehives. Overall, I think it has been a pretty good challenge. There were some moments where it was dragging on a bit, and I do want to initially thank you for joining, for checking out the channel, for watching my videos, for subscribing and liking it all. It has been a interesting first series and definitely one to remember. So the last thing I'm going to do before I just fast forward the clock and start to wait on my productions to finish up is I'll just do a quick little fly through of all of the equipment that I've been using. Not all of the equipment, but of the tractors mainly, or the engine based equipment. So if I hop out here, hop back in. So this is our first harvester, and it is currently sitting at 44.7 hours worked. So it got a little bit of time in, but then it was eventually replaced. Our main tractor, our one and only real tractor, is sitting at 211.6 hours. So this was a true workhorse of the colony, and especially up until the other farmers came onto the colony. For me, this was helping me get everything done. Our forklift, our first person POV forklift, it has been good, and it has helped me move some things along with the gameplay style that I like to do, and it's sitting at 15.2 hours. Marty, our autonomous robot, our AI Marty. Marty has been arguably one of the biggest contributors to the farm, but also one of the biggest contributors to my stress. Cutting through all the fields at all points, but truthfully, I think I've learned a lot of how to properly use courseplay and auto drive on this series, and once again, a lot of that is due to Marty. Our potato harvester, sorry, I just laughed that it happened so quickly. Only 3.5 hours logged on this large and relatively expensive machine that I will be donating, I suppose you could call it, to the colony and their efforts. This truck is good and has done well. Came slightly later on in the gameplay, but it's sitting at 22.8 hours, and it did help a lot with moving some of the things instead of using the trailer that I initially had for a while. The only issue with this truck, if I could say so, if anything, is that it sits a little high. As I unwind, you'll see, well, it doesn't happen on this trailer, of course, but maybe I need a backup. But typically the, I don't even know what to call that part of the truck. This part of the truck. This little bumper plate holder attachment part sits a little high on most of the trailers that I use it for, especially the enclosed trailers. It does sit high, and although it's a relatively cool looking truck, probably not something I'll be using in future gameplays for that reason. Our sugarcane harvester, our forage harvester, so similar to the potato harvester, not many hours with just 3.7 hours. But it helped me make a lot of money by producing the extra 1 million liters of sugarcane, throwing that into the sugar mill, and sending it over to the dairy. If I could change something, I probably would have started that up a little different, maybe a little earlier, and would have been making chocolate a lot sooner, just to kind of capitalize on some of that money during a period where I would have had to be here anyways. And this might be last but not least. I think this is the last large equipment I bought. And I'll start driving it over to the mechanics and getting it fueled up. but our new and improve our large harvester. This has been a mental save more than anything. Sometimes when you're doing something for a very long time, just having that refreshed gameplay, that refreshed approach to things, especially if it does hold a lot more and cut a lot faster, really does help things out. I'm just going to cut across this field here. It's empty, it's been harvested, and I no longer own the fields. Okay, is there anything else? Let me just tab real quickly to... Yeah, that's first again. Okay, so the only other thing I wanted to show you all is this screen. And in particular, obviously, our trees planted, but also our bales produced. And that is quite the number, 2025. I am excited for Farm Sim 25, and we have produced, over the last 11-ish years or so, 2,025 bales. Obviously, that's a combination of grass, which turns to silage, and hay and straw bales. But over 2,000 bales produced and picked up and either sold or used to keep all of our animals, or some of our animals, alive and thriving. If you are playing this, or if you intend to play this, please let me know how it goes for you. There should be an update for this map coming out pretty shortly, if not already out by the time this video gets released. And yeah, there are a lot of cool changes coming to the map. A lot of things that wouldn't have necessarily impacted my gameplay, but it would have definitely have made the map look and feel different. And maybe, who knows, I would have gotten into a few other tasks and productions. So I'm going to get these vehicles fueled up, back to where they need to be, rinsed down. But I'm going to call it a final episode here. Episode 46, mission complete. Can I squeeze? Oh yeah, that reaches. I'll take it. Episode 46, mission complete. As always, and especially now, I want to thank you all once again for joining, for subscribing, for commenting, for liking, and for watching these videos. My first series is in the books, and there is a new series already being planned and organized. So, as always, I'm Farmer Big Z. I hope you're all having a great day, and I'll see you in the next series.